are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it? Well, it's just... If you ask me, you're just being naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all senses. Were you really concentrating on what the witness actually said? Prosecutor Goddard, explain yourself. The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light.
Looks like he's taking the case lightly.
By the way, did you know? Hazakura Temple has a rule that on nights when the acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, as that it's true, shouldn't the witness be able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. When in doubt, bap Tenho. Whenever she says things like that, bap her. She has probably said something that makes her deserve a bap. Impossible? It had...
You know, he said that the person needs light, and that's when I said, looks like he's taking the case lightly.
Bap her. It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in that garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that is all. Most enlightening. Judge. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased away all the contradictions. If the staff was dropped, it would be some difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, trite? No! Order! 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 Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern to evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Why is the judge just sitting there with a look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was the flame a little too hot? This lantern, there's something written on it. Why, it's written in blood! Oh boy! So the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood? It says Maya upside down. What the? Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body. That certainly looks that way. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern is as clean as a whistle. Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think about it, he did say something to me yesterday. By the way, Kaimo, how are things going for you? I heard you had snow today. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We know that the scene of the crime was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message onto the stone lantern. Well, got it? Anything further? Mr. Gortot? Okay then, let's move on. Goddess is literally shaking, and somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it's now been established that Miss Doxton was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you. Yes, sir. After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We are all ears. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So, I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used a snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and then I used Shishinto to alter the way the wound looked. So you moved the body? Yes, I was raised at the Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal thanks to the Fey clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Duck's name was actually Misty Fey. I've committed a terrible sin. A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor. I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but you were spotted by the head nun, correct? Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back. Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. So, the thing is, though, it'll be... no, not this one. Because we're like with the snowmobile. The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later. Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel to Hazakura Temple from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge. This is the part of questioning in the other day. I should ask for more details about the tracks. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride? Yes, I think they are. But I can only see one set of tracks here. I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple. I see. The snow was still falling, huh? And when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks. How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about the testimony? It's very important. The murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made to be added to the testimony. But does it have anything to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Ha! This should be fun. You Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we? That's another cup of coffee. Yes, sir. Because the murder took place at then, but the snow had... What was the weather data? Snow had not quite stopped. It hadn't stopped snowing yet. Oh. Oh. Wait, what did I present now? I think I did... Wasn't on the weather data? Wait, what? Wait. Okay. Guess I gotta press on it then. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true? Yes, I am. When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped? According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. That's right. I'm certain of it. I think I trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh? What's going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it means that it'd be a bigger hole in the story than the movie The Grid Revelations. Ha! Well then, Mr. Wright, perhaps you would like to share a theory with us. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather at the end of your fingertips. Index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she try to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Okay, so it's not that. If it had stopped snowing, I mean the snowing didn't stop. The snow hadn't stopped before the winter because yeah, it was snowing. The bridge was on fire while it was snowing, so that'll be here one, I guess. Yeah. You claim the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred, but I'm sorry, Iris, that just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed the Dusky Bridge at that time. Why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught fire. Or what did you say? The bridge? It was on fire? You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It's all because of that lightning strike the bridge burned down. What? But it can't be. It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. No! Order! Order! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness! Even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will hold you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Another cup of coffee. The only person here that's trying to truly contemptible is you. Old man. Okay. I think a judge would hold the prosecutor in contempt of court or something, like giving a warning for saying things like that, but hey. Me? How dare you? Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that cannot be disputed. First, the body of the Elise Ducksnip was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And the second, head nun, Sissy Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Ducksnip's body. He makes a good point on both accounts. That's right. I'm not lying. Then what are you claiming this time? I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is a bit hazy. You have stood at the witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy? It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, right, maybe you can explain this for the court. What is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burned down. But somehow, the body traveled across the bridge, found its way to the courtyard. Perhaps you have some perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Well, not exactly, no. I know there was some other way that she could have got across that burnt out bridge. Unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. We do have it though. The murder happened at the inner temple. That is true. But the body somehow got across the burning bridge. A sudden bad feeling. Oh, Pix, you're in for it now. You see what I mean? In other words. I don't have to dare anything. The game does it all for me. You're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. All right then, let's hear your testimony once more. About what, Your Honor? You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Will this be her final testimony? Starts pouring whiskey. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow really falling or had it stopped? It doesn't really matter that much. Or are you saying that there's a way to cross the burning bridge? So, it was just a misunderstanding, I see. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned from the lightning blast. It was taken in the morning after the incident. It certainly was burned to a crisp and, well, one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. You see a rope, Pix? Yes. So, do you see where this is going? It would seem impossible to carry a large corpse along the bridge in this condition. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder. Right. I'm only going to say it one more time. It is only human to err, and only humans can spot errors of our ways. It seems the more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. So, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. So we have a testimony like, yeah, what you're saying is bogus, because a dead body flying over a burning bridge? I wouldn't exactly rule out that possibility. What? You're saying that it's possible. Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it be pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous! Who is it? Who is this witness? I can't chicken out here. I gotta keep an attack and go, go, go. Mr. Liz Ducksman's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Larry's Ducksnim. Brilliant, highly gifted apprentice? Remember when he said his testimony? That night he was at the mountain shack, the Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Are you serious? Today's not April's Fool's, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming the victim flew through the air? And you are using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh. The judge looks like it's about to blow a gasket. Ha! Well, trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking at like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with a sketch? Upside down? Why did God say that? Alright then, let's hear the defense theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, think carefully and think it over. The thing is though, it is, so, we can, it's a complete contradiction, but it's also exactly what happened. It's all about perspective. So, I'm going to say exactly what happened. Of course the victim was flying through the air. You can see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh! Yes, Red, it's upside down. You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness. What? That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Do you have any evidence that the victim flew through the air? Just so you know, we haven't discovered a giant human catapult at the inner temple yet. I wish I had. Even if you are a lousy lawyer, at least you're worth 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip to the penalty this time. There must be some way, I just know it. There must be a way to use Larry's sketch to show the truth of what happened. Alright then, the witness will now return to her testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, we're gonna have to... okay, I guess we're gonna have to present it again because... We're going back to this one. It all comes back to this. I can't believe we're looking at this again. I admit that I didn't really understand it before, but I get it now. That's why I believe this sketch shows the truth. Very well. Alright then, let's hear the defense theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? Something's obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's not what I meant at all, Your Honor. Lawrence Duxham stated over and over. this sketch was exactly as you saw it. However, if we were to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? Ha! This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to finger pointing that thing again. Okay, Wright. What exactly contradicts reality as we know it? These wires. It's the wire connected to the bridge. The wire? Ha! Is that the thing that contradicts reality? It is indeed. Then show us the reality that supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that would point out the sketch that contradicts the reality. So, thank you for giving this one to us. That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes, now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual picture, on the actual Dusky Bridge, Jehoshaphat, the wires are below the guard wires. Order! This sketch is somewhat different from what is depicted in the photo. However, is it likely that the artist just saw it wrong? Or perhaps he just drew it wrong? Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. With someone like Loris, I admit a mistake is definitely a possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Are you saying you know the answer to that? Listen, think back, alright. Remember what Loris was doing when he witnessed this event? He was at Heavenly Hall, waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and he finally laid down. But then, lightning shoots across the sky and sets a bridge aflame. Now, ponder for a short minute the position Loris must have been in at the time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back. I can't see how it relates, but it does, Your Honor. That's the reason why the wires on the sketch go up instead of down. No way. Loris Doxnam witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene he saw was actually upside down. Yeah, the corona has had another case here in Sweden, this time in Gothenburg. The media, the health authorities suspect that this one person could potentially have infected 40 people in Gothenburg. It has also arrived in Norway, so yay! All the hand soap is getting sold out. Yeah. I was at the to get some more medical supplies, that being like band-aids and stuff like that, because we run out. And there was this woman who just bought a big bulk of hand sanitizer. She bought 8 this size bottles of hand sanitizer, 8 of them. I mean, we have a stash of them, but we just keep it going because we have we use this a lot. But she just bought 8 bulk. So I was like, yeah, there's one thing to be to get some, but 8 is a bit too much. I think that's a bit selfish, to be honest. So then, the sketch could actually be... Thank you for finally getting, Your Honor. The correct way to view Loris Doxnam's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Ridiculous. What? Of all things to say, a pendulum? The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have been caused troubles. So, this is when it